Hello everyone, my name is Colleen and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for coming along and I hope you find some useful content in this channel. Today we're just, we're counting down on one hand the number of days left till Christmas now, just a few. And I thought this might be a good time to give you a heads up for Christmas breakfast. And so today I will be showing you 3 quick, easy French toast recipes for breakfast. So if you are interested in trying something a little different while still carrying on with some traditions and just plain making things easier for yourself, this video might be for you. So hang on, I'll gather up some ingredients and I will be right back after this. Now, the first one up on our list of maybe unusual, or maybe you've done this for a long time and I just don't know what you do in your kitchen. Today we're going to use store-bought angel food cake. Now, if you have the time and the inclination to make your own angel food cake, then by all means do that. I just find this to be such a time saver, and over the holidays I think that we can all use a few time savers that help us just to cope with the stress of the season. Although why we call it a holiday and add stress in there is beyond me. It seems that we do that. So I'm going to take the angel food cake and I'm just going to use my serrated knife and I'm going to cut it into sections so that there's about a 1-inch section on the inside of the round, if you know what I mean. You want to keep them fairly even because you're probably going to put a few of them in the pan at the same time, and you want them to cook about the same rate. So now I've got my angel food cake cut, or at least the first few pieces of my angel food cake cut, enough to get a pan full. So I'm going to start on the dip part. I've got 1 cup of 18% cream, but you can just use milk. I'm a little low on milk and have lots of cream, so that's why I'm making that decision. I'm going to add 3 eggs into the cream in the bowl, and then I'm going to add about a teaspoon or a capful of vanilla, just to add some flavor to this mix. Now at this point you could add a little sugar if you like, but I find the angel food cake sweet enough that I don't need to add anything else to it. And I'm going to be mindful that I might be making noise here. So I'm going to lay this tea towel out and I'm going to give this a stir. And you want to break up the egg quite well in here, like whip it really, really good so that the egg white isn't all, you know, stringy and stuck together. We don't want that. Now I've got that mixed quite well together and I'm going to add now a dash or 2 of cinnamon. You don't need very much. You can leave that out too if you like, and just mix that in really well. And now I'm ready to take this to the stove. Well, the pan's getting hot over there and I can hear the butter starting now to come up to a good bubble. I'm just over here and I am slicing up about 1 quart of strawberries into just my big old glass bowl. And this is the time you want the better looking ones, but frozen strawberries would also work just fine in this. So if you don't want to make that extra trip back to the store just to pick this up, and you have some frozen ones, they certainly would work well. Okay, I think I have enough in the bowl now. I'll take you over and we'll start cooking up the pieces of angel food cake French toast. I've got probably a good 4 tablespoons of butter in here, and it's just starting to brown. So this is when I want to get it perfect. I'm just going to dip the pieces of angel food cake into the French toast batter, and I'm just going to roll them around. They don't require a long soak because the bread is not dry, or the angel food cake is not too dry. If it was dry, I would definitely let them soak in there a while, but it's not. So then there we go. Into the pan they go. So turn the stove down a little, and then I am just going to keep an eye on these, and I'm going to turn them frequently, making sure that they don't get too brown, or we've got a lot of sides to cook, so we need to make sure that that we are keeping an eye on these at this point in time. So I've got out my, oh, this smells so good already. I'm going to flip it over. You can see that it's just lightly brown. Look at that, how beautiful that is. Now, this does take a little patience because the French toast has more than 2 sides, which regular toast we usually only cook the 2 sides, but for this, because it was a circle, we have a much larger piece that would be the outside normally. I'm just going to keep checking, making sure that it's not getting overly brown. Move my pan around a little bit because my stove slopes a little bit, so all my butter wants to run to the back side of the pan, and I want to keep it, you know, pretty even. And yeah, it's ready to go. You just want it to be crisp, and it is. It's good because it gives you that added texture too. There we go. Now, while that's cooking away, I'm going to make the glaze because it's right over here by the stove and I can keep an eye on it. Now I'm going to make strawberry topping for this French toast. So I'm using a glaze I got at the grocery store, and we put that into a cup, and we add a cup of hot water to it. There we go. And we're just going to stir this or whisk it until it's all whisked in, and it will set up into a glaze rather than just be, you know, a gluey mess that it looks like it is now. And we will get that all smoothed out. I'm just going to keep my eyeballs on my French toast, and look at how beautiful it's getting. There's a couple of pieces that I'd like to do a little more, so I will. Okay, now I'm going to move these over onto a plate and prepare to put the glaze on them. Now this is what they look like before I start to add the glaze. My glaze is a little lumpy because I didn't get to stirring it quite quick enough, I don't think. But I'm going to dump it onto my strawberries anyway. I'm going to dump about, oh, well, I'm going to dump it all because I'm going to end up using it all anyway. And I'm just going to grab a spoon. Give it a good stir. Look at that. You see that? It's turned out just beautiful. So now I'm just going to run some of the berries over the fruit. And you can do this for individual plates, or you can do it for a family style plate. I've got it very well presented here on my old cutting board. I'll move it out of the way. And you could either add some powdered sugar to the top of this, or in this case I'm going to just add a few dollops of, you know, the whipped topping out of a can. If you've got time and you can make your own whipped topping, of course that would be the preference, but that didn't take me any time at all, probably less than 10 minutes. And this would be a breakfast I think that you would be proud to serve to your family or friends. So that's number one. So this is dish number one. This is glazed strawberry angel food cake French toast. And I hope that you enjoy this recipe and that you'll stick around for the next two. Now, number two, I am going to make French toast from this lemon poppy seed loaf that I picked up at the grocery store. And you could really use any kind of loaf for this. I will show you a banana bread one as well, but anyone that you can pick up to save yourself some time, I would do that. I love to, you know, cook, bake, but there are some times when you just need things to go a little bit faster to give yourself a break. So this one is going to come in a few steps. So I'm going to slice up, you know, probably pretty generous, about 1 inch thick slices of this poppy seed loaf. And I'm just going to set those aside for the moment. And we're going to serve this today with a Jell-O, lemon instant pudding, and blueberries. So I'll make up the pudding mix next. And for this we just need the pudding mix, and we need 2 cups of milk. I am going to mix for 2 minutes, just following the package directions. I'm going to mix for 2 minutes with my hand mixer. And there we go. And once this is mixed, I'll be right back. Now I've beat this up for 2 minutes and it's already starting to thicken. And I am going to prepare this for the stove. So for the French toast fluid that we put on it, I'm not sure what you want to call it, the mix. In here I have 2 large eggs, and I have about 3/4 of a cup of 18% cream. And you just want to give that a good mix. And then we are going to head to the stove. And I know that you've seen this part before, that go into the stove. So I will bring you back when I have it, the lemon poppy seed French toast cooked. And I'm ready to plate it up so that you can see what that looks like. And I will be right back. And here they are, just straight out of the pan, and now I'm just going to dress them up. So I'll move the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm up to. So now I'm going to use a little bit of this lemon pudding, and I'm just going to run it down the center of the plate. And this would be, you know, perfect on a buffet because everybody could help themselves and get as much or as little as they wanted. And then to top it off, I've washed up a big container, well no, it's a small container of blueberries, and I'm just going to add some blueberries to this along the way. And I think that this would be a hit on any buffet table or brunch. I think this would be a wonderful idea there as well. And you could definitely, you know, add syrup to the table as well and let everybody have a sweet treat. And this is what the lemon poppy seed loaf French toast looks like, served with lemon pudding and blueberries. And I hope that you enjoy this recipe too. Now, on to number 3. And this is number 3 on the list of different kinds of French toast that you may or may not have made. And this one is banana bread that I've made at home. You can do up banana bread whenever you have bananas available. We tend to buy them and eat about half of them, and then I put the other half, because they're starting to age, into the deep freeze. And then when I want to make banana bread, when the weather is conducive, then I can bring them out, thaw them at room temperature, and just measure them as you would bananas when you were making banana bread. This one I put a little chocolate chips in because that never seems to hurt. And so you do not have to make this at home yourself. You could buy a mix from the store, or you could buy a pre-made one. Or in our little community, we have a couple of women in our community that do baked goods, and they sell them on our local Facebook page. And so if you have a chance to do that and you feel comfortable doing that, then by all means, it doesn't really matter how you get them. And I'm just going to slice this up. I'm going to put it into the French toast mixture. In this bowl I have 3 eggs, a cup of 18% cream, but you could use milk. I have a cap full of vanilla, or about 1 teaspoon, and I have a bit of cinnamon. Now, you don't need cinnamon in this dish, but it doesn't hurt anything if it's in there. We enjoy cinnamon. So I'm going to make these about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch thick. And I think this time I'm going to just do 3 for this plate because these are a little bigger. But you can do these in large amounts and make platters full of them if you like, because you've really taken all of the work out of it. So now I'm going to take these over to the stove. You've seen the process of browning, dipping and browning before, so I'm not going to show you that part again. And I'll bring it back when I have the pieces on the plate ready to dress it up. So I'll see you in a minute. And here they are straight out of the pan. This is the banana bread French toast pieces, and I'm just gonna turn that camera down again so that you can see how I'm gonna dress this up. Now, what I've got going on here is some this Smucker's, but I don't think it matters. I picked up the no sugar added, but there's a lot of sugar in what we're doing anyway, so that's entirely up to you. If you have some caramel syrup in your house that needs to be used up, this is a perfect way to do it. We're just going to do a bit of a drizzle down the middle, and you can drizzle more if you like, or less if you like that too. And I've got some bananas that I've just cut up. That gives everybody an idea what's in the dish. Although they could smell it when they walk in, I can tell you that, because it smells heavily of banana in the kitchen right now. And there. That is, I'm just going to top that off with a little bit of this straight from the store whipped topping. Making your own would be fabulous. And this does make for a pretty presentation. There you go. Now, I absolutely know right off the bat that there's going to be those of you who say, that does not look like breakfast, that looks like dessert, any of these 3. And while they could be dessert, they definitely could also be a breakfast item or on your buffet table. Because if you stop and think about what's in a loaf or what's in angel food cake, they're all the same ingredients that you would put in a pancake. There's flour and sugar and eggs and baking powder and milk and fat, and those are all things that are on this plate. You might also top your pancakes with some fresh fruit like strawberries or blueberries or bananas in this case. And so I hope that that will help you to understand that this does not have to be just a dessert. Anyway, folks, I hope that this will help you. I know you've only got a couple shopping days left to get things on your grocery list, and I hope that you consider putting these things on your grocery list to cut down on some of your time for Christmas morning. And folks, in case I don't get back onto this channel before Christmas Day rolls around, I hope to, but you know, it is the season and it's hard to tell. In case I don't see you, I want to wish everyone a happy holiday, and I hope that wherever you are in the world, and thank you everybody for shouting out where you are. I'm quite determined to get a map so that I can mark off all the places in the world and in the US and Canada that you're from, and just give an idea, because it's fabulous how many different places you're coming from. And I appreciate it so much. So folks, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please remember it doesn't cost you a thing to do that. It's meaningful to me, helps me pay for the ingredients for all these recipes that I'm sharing with you. And I hope that you'll like this video and share it with your friends. And I will see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.